Bonjour, bonjour, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyril. I have been a stem cell researcher for quite some time, and this is why I can tell you about the science behind skincare. And today's video will be the part 2 of my best of 2019, and it will be all about sunscreen. I didn't want to include it in my previous video that I do invite you to check it, where I talk about my favorite cleansers, my favorite toners, what also I call mixers, moisturizers, and so on. So definitely check this video because I didn't want my video to be too long. And if you're not new to my channel, and if you are, please subscribe to my channel and ring the little bell to not miss any of my new videos. I am all about UV protection because this is something that is so important, and this is also what is going to keep your skin, first of all, healthy, bye skin cancer, but especially it's going to protect your skin from fast aging. And we don't have a lot of tools, and like I have said many times, whatever your skin color is, please wear sunscreen every single day. So the official recommendation will tell you to wear at least an SPF of 30 and to reapply every 2 hours. I do not stand by those. They are obviously the healthy choice. So if you know that you will be exposed to the sun, just in terms of protecting your skin from skin cancer, you do need to have at least an SPF 30. If you are on my channel, you only deserve my best of knowledge, and the less UV is going to impact your skin, the better. This has been demonstrated in many different scientific models, and this is why I only recommend SPF 50 plus. Also, there is a huge misunderstanding between an SPF of 30 and SPF of 50 plus. The SPF only measure in a laboratory an acute response, and I said an acute response of your skin towards UV, which are mainly UVB irradiation, and translate into a sunburn. It does not recapitulate all the bad effect of UVs on your skin. Even when you don't have a sunburn, your skin can be impacted by UV radiation. Anyway, with an SPF of 50 plus, you will be twice as less protected than with an SPF of 30, which is a big difference. So this is why you are only going to see SPF 50 plus on this channel. So the first category of sunscreen that I'm going to show you falls into my hardcore categories. So I always make a difference between super high protection that usually goes with a thicker texture, something that is less elegant. Sometimes it also have a white cast and etc. And what I would say that are my daily sunscreen when you know that you are not going to be exposed to a lot of sun, or you just cannot stand to have those really thick sunscreen, which I obviously understand. In that way, you can choose those more elegant sunscreens. So the first product that I want to show you has absolutely no white cast, and it is a French one. This is from SVR. Also, one major part from this one, it is fragrance free. It does have a little smell, and this is from one of the UV filters, which is a Juvenile T150. It has almost like an almond flavor, but it is really subtle. This is this one, the Cicavit Plus, the SPF 50 plus. Why I love it so much, it is because even though it is a cream and feels really emollient, especially in the beginning, it does set. You do need a solid 15 to almost 20 minutes to let it set, but it will set into a normal, slightly dewy finish that I do find that is pretty on the skin. What is amazing about this one is the combination of filter that is very excellent. It also uses one of the new filters, which is isocotrinizole, and this one filters mainly UVB and UVA type 2. And what is amazing about this one, it is the most photostable filter that we currently have in the market, so definitely try this one if you can. It is also an excellent sunscreen for you under eyes because it is quite moisturizing, so it will plump up those fine lines that I do have one here, and it also works pretty good under makeup. And this one is definitely a hardcore protection. So if you have super fair skin, if you know that you will be exposed to a lot of sun, try the SVR one. I don't think that it is water resistant, so be aware of this. The other two that I want to show you are Tinosorb M base. So Tinosorb M is one of the broadest organic filter that we have. Most of the time, organic filters are referred as chemical filters, which is completely silly, because mineral UV filters or organic filters, both of them are chemical, and every single ingredient that you will find in a skincare product is a chemical. So don't imagine that because it is a chemical, this is bad for your skin. It all depends on the ingredient for your skin type, and also some ingredients are known to be really irritant, whether they are sourced from a plant or they are man-made. What is always important is not necessarily the origin of the ingredient, but it's just what we know about this ingredient. For example, mineral oil is completely safe for the skin, but some essential oils are extremely irritating, and essential oils are derived from plants. Anyway, what I love about Tinosorb M, like I said, especially when it is combined with another one, which is Tinosorb S, is that you have an excellent filtering system, especially for those of you who are suffering from a lot of hyperpigmentation. So if you really want to shield your skin from the harmful UVA, especially the type 1, so the closest to blue light, those filters, these filters is really interesting. The problem with it is that it does have a white cast, and also the texture. Most of the time with those sunscreen, they are not really super easy to blend. So I have two to show you. The first one, and I've already done a review, is this one from Ultrasun. This is the face fluid, the brightening anti-spot and anti-pollution. Again, such a long name. It is an SPF of 50+. This is also a European sunscreen. Unfortunately, I don't have the PPD value in terms of UVA. It claims that the UVA absorbance is 95, so I would guess that the PPD value could be around 30 something, which I hope, but this one is excellent. I've been using it for a very long time. It does have a white cast, but it is pretty minimal. It also has a pretty nice finish, especially if you put a little bit of powder on top. And usually when I know that I will be outdoor for a very long time, this is my sunscreen of choice. Another one that is a really recent discovery for me is this one from Krave. So Krave is a French brand. This is the Melanin Cream UV, and this is the light cream. They also have a rich cream, and this one also contains Tinosorb M. The formula is a little bit reminiscent from the one that you find from Avène and also from Aderma. So this is the Avène, and this one is of the Aderma. I would say what I love the most about this one is that it is easier to blend this one compared especially to the Avène one, and also the finish is much, it's more matte, I would say. So definitely this one, even for a day-to-day, is pretty good. Another one also to consider, but it does have perfume. This one, this is the Invisible Fluid. It does have a white cast, but it's very, very minimal. And also the finish is quite good. I've been using this one for this summer. Those two are also very resistant on the skin because they have this really light white cast. You can really see that those type of sunscreen doesn't bunch and move much during the day, which is important because I know that it is so important to reapply. I've been saying this for a very long time, but I also know that from time to time you are on vacation during your day, you are doing activity, you are going to forget, you are simply you don't really want, or you are to reapply. I mean, with those sunscreen you have more insurance than with other one. Also a really cool tips that I have for you, and I have a video on how to apply sunscreen, so definitely check it, is when you are using those type of sunscreen that has Tinosorb M, they are a little bit harder to blend, and from time to time you can have white patches. If it is the case, use a cushion puff to apply it and to dab it all over your face. And how I do it is I first use the sunscreen, I put it on top of my hand, I soak in the cushion puff, and then I apply the correct amount on my face using the sponge. But the first thing is that you want to saturate the sponge with sunscreen. Check my video to know exactly how I do it. So the other one that I want to show you are Asian sunscreen. The thing with Asian sunscreen is that obviously the SPF, which is the level of protection against sunburn, which mainly translate with UVB protection and a little bit of UVA, will be the same if you compare it to the United States, also to Europe, to Australia, and etc. They are basically the same level of protection, I would say. In terms of UVA, it is a little bit different. So you have currently two methods. You have the Japanese method that is named the PPD value, which translates into a PA rating. A PA rating of 4 pluses is the maximum that you can get, and it is a PPD value of 16 or above. And in Japan and also in Asian country, it is done in vivo on us with what we call the phototype of 3, because to make this test, you do need to have some level of pigmentation on your skin. So you cannot do this test on myself because I don't have enough natural pigments, which is why in Europe we don't use exactly the same method. We use an in vitro method, which is called the Colipa method, that ends up with an in vitro PPD value that is very similar to the one in Japan. Usually they are the same. The main difference is that in Europe, it is required that the PPD value from the Colipa method is 1/3 of the SPF. So the highest the SPF is, the highest the PA rating basically will be. I want to emphasize this point because if you compare this Japanese sunscreen, which is an SPF of 50 plus with a PA rating of 4 pluses, with this one you are guaranteed that the PPD value is of 16. With the European one, such as this one, you are guaranteed that the PPD value will be of 20, so higher protection. Which doesn't mean that this one don't have a higher PPD value, obviously, but you just don't know. Which is why when you are exposed to a lot of sun, I tend to favor European sunscreen over a Japanese one, even though especially this one is probably super high protection. So the first one is this one that I want to talk about. This is the Anessa, the Perfect UV Sunscreen Skincare Milk, SPF 50 plus, PA rating of 4 pluses. This one, hence the name, it is a milk, so it is, I would say, very watery, and it is simply magnificent. It has almost no white cast, so it is barely visible. So if you have very deep skin tone, it won't be for you for sure. But this one stays for such a long time on the skin, and it really forms this protective veils. Bear in mind that it does contain a little bit of perfume, it's not massive, and also of alcohol. It does not really disturb my skin, but still it is important because if you have a lot of acne, super sensitive skin, this one won't be for you. But if you don't like sunscreen, you're really against sunscreen for whatever reason, but you just don't like them, try this one and I'm pretty sure that you will be really happy with it. Also, if you want to have an elegant sunscreen in, I would say, hard conditions, so basically you are outside bombarding by the sun, even when it's cloudy, use simply the Anessa one over another one, such as the Ultra Sun, because this one is so much more elegant than this one for sure. So if you want high protection with a lot of elegance, the Anessa is definitely a game changer. Another one that I've also discovered is this one from Ali. This is the Extra UV Perfects. So like the Anessa and the other Japanese one that I'm going to show you, they are hybrid sunscreen in the sense that they use mineral sunscreens, mineral UV filters, and also organic filters. I do believe that the Japanese technology and different companies, skincare companies, like to use this because the mineral filters are simply not greasy, and it helps to achieve a very high protection without the greasy feeling. So this one also is simply magnificent. It does have a pretty strong white cast, so keep this in mind, but if you don't mind the white cast, try this one. I love this one. I also have a review about Ali sunscreen. It is also super watery. It also has alcohol, but love this formula. It is also pretty matte. It is not drying. It is not overly moisturizing. I mean, excellent formula. If you have super sensitive skin, you tend to react to alcohol, or simply you are acne prone, you are also in the United States, try the Skin Aqua, because this one is available on Amazon. It is pretty affordable. I think it is less than $13 the last time that I've checked. This is the UV Super Moisturized Milk SPF50 plus PA rating of 4+. This one also is simply magnificent. If you want a sunscreen that is very elegant, this one to try. If you have super fair skin, you can also try the pink version that has definitely a white cast. The blue one version, which is the same one as the yellow version actually, has a very minimal white cast. This one has a stronger white cast with the pink pigment that is also very excellent. This one is my personal favorite one on a day-to-day basis. So the last sunscreen that I want to show you are what I call daily sunscreen that are very elegant to use, and they are definitely for those of you who basically hates sunscreen. It is very difficult for you to find a proper sunscreen, or you have a very dark skin tone and this is a nightmare for you to find a proper sunscreen that doesn't have any white cast. And let me tell you that I am really unhappy about all those brands that always comes up with new sunscreen that does have a white cast, and I'm like, we all need, whatever our skin tone, a proper sunscreen without any white cast, especially when you have darker skin tone. So please make more high protection sunscreen for every single one of us. We don't comes in only one colors. Anyway, so the first one, and this one is especially for those of you who live in the United States. I have done a video about American sunscreen and why I really don't like them in general. They are pretty like old tech technology, and I don't see why you don't deserve to have the best of the best in terms of skincare, in terms of sun protection. And my channel is all about this. And there is one brand that you can buy in the United States only online, and it is of course from Krave Beauty. This is the Beet Chill that cannot be sold as a sunscreen because it uses the new UV filters such as Channels of S. I also have a review on this bad boy, and this one is an SPF50 plus with a PA rating of 4+. This is the exact same formula as it is sold in South Korea, but also I think now in Singapore, in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, which is the Beet the Sun. So definitely this one is worth a try. It is very elegant, very lightweight. It is quite moisturizing. This is also a milk, and the PPD value is of 20, so it is also an excellent one, and all the UV filters are photostable, so definitely check this one. The last two that I want to show you are definitely the most elegant. They absolutely do not feel like sunscreen. Until now, I have never found a sunscreen that is as elegant as those two, especially one, which is this one, the Clarins. It is one of my first video. I mean, the content is excellent of my first video, but I really don't like it. Anyway, that's not the point. This is the soft, airy UV Essence SPF50 plus PA rating of 4+. The only issue that I have with it is that the UV filters combination is not optimal. It's probably lacking in the UVA tab 2. This being said, if you have very dark skin, if, like I said, you really don't like sunscreen, you really dislike them, try this one, and I'm pretty sure that you will fall in love. Another one that is very similar and that the same filtering system is the Centella Green Level Unscented Sun, also SPF50 plus PA rating of 4+. This one is also magnificent. The difference between the two is that this one contains one essential oils from mandarin, if I'm not mistaken. Is barely there because you barely smell it, so if you have sensitive skin, be very careful about this one. I do favor the Clarins over the Purito because I find that the texture is even better, and also because it comes in 80 ml while this one comes in 60 ml, so you have even more with this one. It is also pretty affordable. So I mean, this one is probably one of my favorite sunscreen for day-to-day basis, and also those two are amazing to simply reapply. So to give you an example, you leave your home in the morning, you take your cars, for example, or you walk outside, whatever. So use a higher protection, such as the Skin Aqua or even the NSA, whatever your choice is in the morning. And if you know that during midday you will go out for not a very long time and you want something very elegant to reapply, choose one of those two. And especially the Clarins, I really love it also to use it simply on the top of my hand, because you definitely do not want to have something that is greasy, sticky, and etc. This one also for the hands is excellent. So the last two sunscreen that I want to show you are only dedicated for the lips. Actually, you can also use them on the face. I have two. This one from SVR, which is the Easy Stick SPF50 Plus. This one is also magnificent. Be careful of something is that in really hot weather, because I didn't have any issue when it was not summer, is that it can break apart. So this is something to consider. This one is 100% transparent, perfect for the lips and also for sensitive area. I even tried it under my eyes, but be careful because it is a little bit shiny, not too much. It has, I would say, a normal to slightly dewy finish. Another one that is also excellent is the one from Bioderma. This is the CKView SPF50 Plus, the Soothing Repairing Stick that is also excellent for the lips, 100% transparent, so perfect. I would say the difference between the two is that this one is very, or feels, I would say, very moisturizing, but it does not provide this long-lasting moisturizing effect. So I always use my lip balm, which is this one from Uriage. It is a Barrier-Derm, the ointment cracks, and you can check my best of 2019, my previous video, to know more about this one. And then I use one of those two scent sticks for the lips. So comment down below and tell me what did you think about this video, and if you have any questions, of course, regarding those products. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the bells to not miss any of my new videos. Please follow me on Instagram. I am Cyril Laurent. I have a lot of stuff also over there. And of course, I thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.